morning. I am coming to you from my messy yet productive space, and just really quick want to share some of my personal tips and tricks. So, what's been on my mind this last day or two is how to use our oils and other products to support our voices, communication, expression, and I've got a bunch of things to share. I'm just going to go right through really fast. And if you don't catch something, you can always go back and watch the recording, right? Okay, so um, first of all, I was thinking of this because I made a recording for an audition for singing. And after I did that, I realized, wow, I've got a lot of wonderful gifts that support me in being able to have a good, healthy singing voice. And there's a lot more to it than you might imagine. And maybe this will help you or someone you love when they need to give a presentation, or if they need um, to sing, or if you just are feeling like you're feeling shy and you don't want to make the phone calls you ought to make, or things like that. So even though we all love texting and emailing, you need to call and make appointments, and you need to um, connect with family members with your voice. Your voice is so precious and wonderful. So I hope that you'll be blessed by spending a few minutes with me today and listening to my thoughts about this. Okay, so tip number one, and these are maybe going to seem random, but that's how I work sometimes. I have my props that are going to remind me that what I want to mention. These days where we are, and I'm sure the rest of the country will soon experience it too, there's gunk and junk going around in the air, and it is causing mucus and difficulty breathing. And of course, when that mucus is going down your throat, you might end up with a sore throat. If you are not able to address it right away, it can escalate into worse respiratory issues. And I hope that you'll be able to incorporate these really easy things into your routine to respond quickly. So drink more water, drink water, drink water, drink water, more than you think you could need. Because when things are in the air, your body is responding by producing mucus to just cause it to form a shield and push it out. But that actually your body has to use water to make the mucus. So drink more water to replenish and help keep that balanced out. And even if you think you drank enough water, let's err on the side of too much. You can probably not drink too much. Okay, so in your water, I hope you're enjoying a little bit of the lemon oil or any other citrus, because that really cuts mucus. Even Digest Zen, it has ginger in it, and you can put a teeny hint of Digest Zen in your water, or take those soft gels from Digest Zen, so that it's just helping your whole system to deal with that kind of thing. The Digest Zen blend actually was originally intended to be a support for seasonal allergies, and you can diffuse it. You can just add a teeny bit to your water if you don't mind the taste. It's got that kind of that black licorice taste that's pretty strong, and peppermint and things like that. So you can put a teeny bit like right along the bridge of your nose, and that just seems to help and loosen things up in your sinuses. So those are a couple quick tips. Lemon in your water, Slim and Sassy. It has ginger, it has peppermint, it has lemon and grapefruit. So that is a great thing to just help keep your, ears, nose, and throat functioning well. Warm liquids seem to be soothing for my throat. So you probably have had, you put your lemon juice and some honey in a mug. You could also, in your mug, take a Breathe drop or an On Guard drop, but Breathe drops are especially delicious. Sorry, I'm using two devices, so two cameras. The Breathe drops And you can just enjoy sucking on one when you're getting ready to go outside is a good opportunity, but also anytime you need a little soothing and relaxing, and you pour the boiling water over it so it dissolves, and then you can enjoy inhaling those vapors. You could add a drop of lemon to that, but you don't have to. Or so you're inhaling those vapors and just getting it all where it needs to go, but you're also gonna sip that, and it's tremendous. It's wonderful. And don't forget, in your breathe drops, there's a teeny little bit of Melissa oil. Do you know how amazing Melissa essential oil is? It's amazing, okay? Super powerful against viruses. What a blessing to be able to have a way to get that into your system. My little girls are in the habit of having one of those every night, and they know how to help themselves. So yeah, I use all my LRP points to buy a lot of breathe drops, but I love sharing them with you guys too whenever I'm sending little love packages or samples or things. Okay, this beverage, which is not warm anymore, but it was, is the doTERRA fiber. It tastes great. I usually don't remember to use it, but it's a great thing. And there's a whole other wonderful webinar about the nutrition products, including the fiber, that shares surprising benefits that this offers. I enjoy it warm. You're supposed to use 10 ounces of water. That's why I got a big glass. And I just put like some warm water in, and then I add some cool water so that it's not hot. It's not scalding, but it's warm and soothing. And I don't add anything to it. You really shouldn't add anything with the fiber. And then give yourself like an hour before you eat any food. And it has a little flavoring of apple and lemon, and it tastes a little bit like apple pie. So there's my plug for the fiber. Okay, so moving on, because I know I'm ambitious. I have a lot of tips that I want to cover. On Guard mouthwash. This stuff is amazing. Actually, personally, I find it really strong. And so what I do is I take the old bottle and the new bottle, and I divide them in half, and I fill them up with distilled water. So, and my little kids use it too. And good stuff. But you can also take a little bit of On Guard mouthwash in a container with a squirt bottle. And this actually was an On Guard sanitizing mist bottle. And I rinsed it out really well and used it with like maybe a third or a quarter of the way with On Guard mouthwash, and then some water. And distilled water is probably a good idea for something like this. And so it's ready to go if you want to squirt your throat. It's not overpowering, but what a nice way to address if you think there might be something funny going on back there. And of course, you know, we have all chewed gum, and cinnamon and spearmint are popular gum flavors for chewing and having in your mouth. But hey, if you can avoid the sugar, and some of us that dental work isn't happy with chewing gum, this is another great alternative, just to have a little throat spray. And you know, I have friends that do a lot of talking. Some of you, maybe in your job, you're talking on the phone all day, or doing presentations or teaching, and your voice just gets tired. And so having something that you can squirt in your throat can really help. So, okay, so that's one tip. Okay, and I talked about the Tri-Ease capsules. Did I? Tri-Ease, I think I did, to address if there's extra mucus because of seasonal threats. Okay, so lemon in your water, lemon sassy in your water, grapefruit, any of those citruses, lime is rotate, have fun. There's a lot of options, but let's just touch on spearmint. Spearmint has a very emotional connection to supporting you with feeling safe to speak and express yourself and opening those airways. And of course, it's got that gentle mintiness that it just makes you feel like you're getting air. It's cooling. So this is something, if you're making your own throat spray, you might maybe do a little squirt bottle with a hint of spearmint and maybe some tangerine. That's another one that I've put in before. Tangerine has other emotional benefits that help you feel, with expression. And it tastes great. Of the citrus oils, like tangerine is really sweet. Okay, so that is spearmint. You could put a teeny bit on topically. You could just put your finger on the bottle and put it in your mouth to just get a little hint of it. I've heard of people taking their Slim and Sassy, put a little bit on their wrist and lick it. So there's a lot of ways. Just find what personally feels comfortable for you. Okay, so spearmint. Diffusing too. Diffusing any of these oils. When I was doing my singing warm-up and 25 takes of my audition video the other day, I was diffusing, like I think lemon and peppermint in the background. So any respiratory support oils will do great. One of the oils that you might not associate with good airways and everything is lavender. Lavender essential oil is a respiratory support one that you could diffuse too, alone or in combination with those other ones. But it's famous for the topical soothing and the stress relief. So we don't realize that it has so many benefits. But lavender is one of those powerhouse, really versatile oils. And here I have it in the Touch format, which is pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil, and it's in a roller bottle. And so this is excellent especially for children, for running right over your throat. If you have suspect that there's like some histamine situations, because remember that lavender is your natural antihistamine, and that is why it's one of the key components in Tri-Ease, lemon, lavender, and peppermint. In case you haven't heard of that before, the lavender is the natural antihistamine. The peppermint and the lemon are, and they're all good respiratory, clearing your airways, and the lemon is helping to cleanse your liver so that you don't continue to have such strong reactions, and the peppermint just speeds it all through your system while opening things up. So anyway, what a wonderful way to treat yourself. It takes 10 seconds. If you have your lavender touch, to put it over your lymphatic, your lymph nodes. You don't have to press, just gently, and that will penetrate through that local tissue and get in there and do the job to quell any sort of unhealthy microbes that are trying to get into your system and do their thing. And of course, we know that, that's great for the ear infections. But, okay, so here's what you might not realize with lavender. It is nicknamed the oil of communication. The oil of communication. That it has a way of coaching your body, your mind, and your brain, and your spirit, your emotions to start loosening up and being honest and stop, hiding things. And a lot of people get sore throats or get issues around their thyroid because of habitual failing to speak when they need to. So I want you to realize that what an amazing thing. We have these essential oils that take care of the physical symptoms that we're dealing with, and give us a lot of support in that way. But if we want, and they're also trying to give us the emotional support too, and help take care of that side of it, if there's some root issues that are leading to our being in this situation that we're in. And especially if it's a chronic thing. So lavender, oil of communication. And if you have one of those emotional books or you have an app, you can read the description about it, and you'll probably, I'm just gonna fire hose you with all this information. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this format, to have these Thursday chats, is because I have lots of knowledge, and it's hard to put it into 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So a lot of times people use lavender to address something on their skin, and instead of just making it, okay, it's fine, it's disappeared, it may seem that it's making it worse because maybe something is trying to get out. And it's kind of telling your skin, like, yeah, just go for it, and just get those toxins and gunk and junk out. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay. So what's next? Now that we're going to just be able to wrap up with some more thoughts on like the psychological, emotional side of it. Because you can think of emotions as energy in motion. And if you have things that are stuck, like we said, lavender helps to just to gently release things usually. Okay, so some of my particular favorite support when I am driving in my car to go do a presentation somewhere. Admittedly, that hasn't happened in a while. I really love reaching in my bag and grabbing my Intune. Do you remember this blend? Intune. It came out to be a specific support for people that have issues with their mind, jumping around, scattering, even more than normal people, because it is normal for us to get distracted, about every 8 seconds or so. But Intune has things that are soothing and calming, but yet, and also stimulating, and it's really great for a lot of people. So you might want to think about it. Intune comes in the roller bottle. That's the only way they have it, but it is not diluted. I like to dilute mine a little more. Or I would, in the car, I'm going to put this on my fingertips and I hold it in front of the vent so that everybody in the vehicle can chillax. And it's extraordinary. If in case you haven't heard of this, the ingredients, it has Western sandalwood, patchouli, frankincense, lime, ylang-ylang, and Hawaiian sandalwood. So it has 2 kinds of sandalwood, the Indian and the Hawaiian, and Roman chamomile. Sandalwood is awesome for laryngitis. And that might be what gave me the idea to use this on my throat. If I was just exhausted from talking or yelling or like at a sports event or something. But and I found that, you're inhaling that, and I would go to choir practice and they give us new music that's pretty challenging, and it enhances my cognitive focus as it should, as it's intended to. That frankincense and that sandalwood, those beautiful oils in there. Patchouli is amazing for your brain too. So that's my joke, or Intune. It makes me sing better. It makes my throat just like relax and everything to work well. It makes my my brain plug back in. And so this is how I would just put some on, inhale, as I've shown you to do before. Another thing with these brain support, nervous system support oils that you want to consider doing is putting it on your temples, your forehead, possibly the base of your skull. Just there's like a little depression. They call that the suboccipital triangle. Don't worry, you don't have to know how to say the fancy words, but I've been teaching about doTERRA for 10 years. So, and getting it on your wrists, it gets into your bloodstream really well, and that is a great thing to do. And intentionally inhaling, because we all know that we inhale these oils and those molecules go in through our olfactory nerve. We breathe it in and right into the base of our skull, the limbic system, which is responsible for, you will all know this pretty soon if you don't already, the fight or flight decision in situations. So if you need to tell yourself, all right, really, it's calmed down. Smelling anything that you have associated with something positive could, be the cookies your mom used to make a long time ago, or that takes you back, or to a pleasant place. But if you're smelling something that's like, oh, that was the ambient smell at that hospital where we had a terrible experience, or that other, place that I hated, then it's going to tell your mind, something else. So, what an amazing blessing it is to be able to use these tools in your home for yourself, to set up some signals and cues and coaching to, like, I'm going to take a test and I'm smelling this, it's calming me down and helping me just be in that positive zone because you've maybe diffused it while you were studying and associated that. Or, yeah, so Intune, on the way to the karate belt testing days, we put that in the car. But I remember one time, okay, I just got to share this cool story because it's a cool story. I had a fussing baby in the back seat, in the car seat, and I'm driving along, and a long way to get home, and it was a couple years ago, but I pretty much have always had a fussing baby or toddler over the last 22 years. Anyway, so I don't know which baby it was or anything, but Intune was one that was in my stash in the car, and that was the first time I got the idea to, after like driving and getting like on edge and irritated and like sad, like, well, he's tired, he needs to go to sleep, or she, and I wish I could comfort, and I did that. I got the Intune, put it on my fingertips and put it in front of the vents, and it was really fast, like maybe 1 minute, and the child, was out. And you might say, like, oh, that's a coincidence, but I don't know, that frankincense is very calming and soothing and it's comforting. It has so much to it, that's why it was sought after as the resin, the tears, to be traded from their origins in the Middle East and North Africa, or Sub-Saharan Africa, into Europe, and prized and used for all these different things, including being diffused in the churches, because it puts people into a calm meditative state. And of course, our modern science has discovered, it gets oxygen to your brain, and that'll help you think straight and feel calm, right? Okay, so Intune. Woo! There are other focus blends. There's a Kids Blend Thinker, which has different ingredients, and there's Balance is a good focus blend, and Balance would be another good one to put over your chest or throat, whatever, to help you if you are needing to communicate clearly, give a presentation. And I actually did not douse myself up with all this stuff. I've got something in my diffuser with like citruses, the citrus bloom, but I exercised this morning. I rode my bike and I took a shower, so that's good. But maybe just thinking about all these oils I was going to share with you told my system to, like, oh, get in that zone. And you can do that. If you have used oils and you're in a situation where you're like, oh, I really want my lavender, I really want some of this, and you don't have it with you, you can just pretend. You can just tell yourself, remember what it's like, what it smells like, and your brain will recreate the situation and manufacture the chemicals that are needed to put you in, have the same response. So, well, you never thought I was going to tell you that, did you? I've seen it work a few times. Really, really a blessing. So, that brings us to the concluding pair of oils or products that I'm going to share with you. And maybe you've already heard me rave about them before, but just one last little thing I'm going to tell you. Adaptive. They just wanted to make this panacea of all things calming and soothing and stress dissipating, but that also helps you focus. And so they have the oil blend, which is available in the roller bottle with some fractionated coconut oil, and you know how to use that. They also have just the 15 milliliter, the bottle that you would put in your diffuser, or make sugar scrubs or whatever else you can do with the undiluted, the 15 milliliter bottle. And of course, the adaptive capsules. Yes. Now, this is not adaptive oil in the capsules. It's got some of the oils that are in there. It's got ahi flower and GABA, and which is a chemical that we need in our brains, a neurotransmitter that calms things down when there's too much stimulation. So for people that are really struggling with just feeling kind of overwhelmed with a lot of stuff and you just can't think straight and you need a timeout, that is what I feel like this does. Some people take it at night and that helps them as part of their calming down routine. Other people find it stimulating. So you just kind of have to experiment and see what time of day you might want to take it, if you need to take it just regularly, like the Tri-Ease. I just take a Tri-Ease every morning, and sometimes I need another one in the afternoon. And in fact, sorry to jump back and forth. Okay, I maybe should have taken an adaptive to make me chill, but we need to talk fast. Our time is valuable, don't you think? We want to get through these things. Okay, so our adaptive capsules, there you go. It's got different herbs and things in it, so might be worth a try. Far less expensive than some other methods that people maybe have tried and do try, and it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can use this with in combination with prescription medications, but of course we're all very individual. Okay, so do you feel like you are ready? Next time you have anything that makes you feel held back from using your voice, whether it's speaking or singing or just being free of discomfort, I hope that some of these tips helped you. And lime, that's another good respiratory, and lime essential oil, balance on lime, that's another cool trick. I bet that's like all the cool tricks you need for like 6 months. But don't worry, we're going to do this again next week on another topic. And I would love suggestions, but if nobody has a suggestion, I will just continue to tell you my life story. All right, so I love you guys. I'm so glad to share this time with you. I hope that it really will bless you and there's something in here that you can put into practice, okay? And remember, we have basic intro to essential oils, basic, never heard of oils before, or maybe just want a review of understanding how they work on Tuesdays. So bye for now. Have a great rest of your day whenever you're watching this. And, you can reach out to me and we can get you the solutions and the resources that you need. Okay? Bye-bye.